Why do you keep talking over me? Hey, what up, best buds? It's your girl, Maryjane, and I'm back with another video. What up, YouTube world? It's your girl, Mary motherfucking Jane, and I'm back with another video. I cuss too much. I'm about to say another video. Okay, so while I got you here and you got me here, let me tell y'all how I was put out of the Days Inn. Okay? Now, first of all, when I got to the Days Inn, this Days Inn in particular, it isn't the best Days Inn, okay? For example, the location is good, but it's by a highway, which a lot of the bigger hotels for people who travel are, but this one happens to be a motel. I mean, I don't know if all Days Inns are motels or whatever, but this one wasn't kept up as well as the other Days Inns, or and then another thing was they said it wasn't a chain, it was a private franchise. Okay, so I'm not even going to try to go into that because I don't know all about that, but I know it was an independent store. The rooms were okay. It was a hit or miss whether you got a upkept room that was polished and everything when you went in, because sometimes, the housekeeping would skip rooms. I know when I came into my room was not all that clean. But being as though I'm into the situation, I wasn't really putting up a lot of fuss about petty shit. I'm not petty. I'm not that petty. Some things you can get around, especially if I know I'm going to be staying in that room for a minute. I'm going to wind up cleaning and whatever along the way. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this as short as possible because it's so much. But I stayed there from the duration of September 7th through September 20th. So I think that's about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. When I got there, maybe the second day of me staying at that Days Inn, there was a shooting. Okay, and all I know is that my kids are in this area. Like, my daughter goes to the school in the area. My son happened to be, like, during the daytime going out job hunting. So, it was very scary when I first heard it, when I came to the Days Inn parking lot. I seen the police and everything like that, but it wound up being something that happened within the motel itself with, some local patrons that was in there. So if you want to look into that story, I guess you could just Google the Days Inn shooting in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. Then, bam, I pull into the parking lot. I go around to where I was supposed to be, and I walk right into an interview. And the crazy thing is, they pressured me for an interview. They just almost like I walked into set. And I never saw it air on TV. So it was like a little crazy that they got all the information, like my name. They even wanted to see me walk to my room. And then, later, I didn't even think about it. Like, wow, they actually could compromise my location. So I don't even know what they did with that footage. I didn't ever see it air, but I'm glad it didn't. But in a way, I'm like creeped out it didn't, because I'm like, what the fuck? Where did the footage go? What did they do with that? Because they were asking personal questions. So, all right. Then maybe like a couple days after that, I wound up flipping a sheet, the blanket we were on, and it was blood on it. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was bloody. So I had to hunt someone down for that. The whole room that I was staying in was very sketchy. Like, it was like almost like some type of hostage scene was set up in there before. You couldn't see out the peepholes because it was scratched up. and it was like random holes in the wall, like somebody could like stick some type of spine device through and watch us. I mean, it was like this square thing over the toilet. And one day when I came in, the shit was knocked down, almost like somebody was hiding something, stashing something, up there, like one of the housekeepers, and then it's not going to just knock down. It was just a lot of shady stuff. And I wanted to talk to the supervisor about that, and also because I knew I would be staying there a while, I wanted to work a deal out with the management or whatever. So I did wind up getting a deal from this girl that worked at night shifts. I was able to get down there at night, and she gave me a deal about like $45 a day. $45 a day plus tax, which wound up being about $52, which was good. So it was very feasible for me. I came in, and not to mention, it was this girl, we're going to call her Pepperhead. Okay, Pepperhead came in when the night shift woman was getting off or whatever. And she was like, hey, this is the price that I'm giving her. Make sure you don't change it in the system, blah, blah, blah. And Pepperhead was like, okay. Never said anything as opposed to what was going on. So next day, I was charged the same thing. Next day, I was charged the same thing. But then I started noticing that instead of me coming in to pay, they started running my card. Now, once I seen my card was ran over the weekend 3 times for $52. And when I saw the charge, I was like, what's going on? Why are they running my card? Now, 2 things ran through my head. Either they ran my card and they were giving me the heads up. That was their way of giving me the heads up. Hey, oh no, you know what? Let me tell you, that Friday when I came down to the lobby to pay, that girl Pepperhead took the $52 thing and was like, no, I can't charge you $52. I could charge you $65. That's the best I can do. I'm sorry. That's $55 plus tax. I'm sorry. That's the best I could do. If I could do anything else, I would help you. And, I was telling her, like, it's hard. Like, I'm doing this by myself. She was like, well, I got 2 jobs, girl. I know how it is. Okay, whatever. So that was just, a shot or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I took that, but I wasn't happy with it. So I was like, I need to speak to management. I called back up there after I started thinking about it. And the same girl got on the phone. She was like, I talked to her, and she said that was the best we could do, which was a bald-faced lie. Wind up emailing the supervisor because Pepperhead is supposed to be the manager. But then it's like whoever, like when you need something done and you like, who's the manager? Everybody's the manager that's not there. So like I was told the girl that gave me the initial discount because I was staying there, she was supposed to be the manager. Now she wasn't. Then the Pepperhead was like, oh, she was not supposed to do that. I don't know what she was thinking. I have to talk to her. But she was there. She was there to relieve her that night, that morning. And she told her. And she didn't oppose to it. So why is it a problem now? I think she wound up kissing the supervisor's ass. But they talked about it. And the supervisor probably said blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you like some more shit about that. So, okay, I emailed the supervisor. I tell her everything that's going on, how I wanted to be moved to another room because I'm a smoker. I wanted to smoke in my room. I wanted to be comfortable. This girl, Pepperhead, was not trying to move me to another room for shit. Like, she would avoid my question. And, I mean, to the point where I forgot that I even asked. I would go into the lobby the next day to pay or whatever. And she was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. We were calling you. And there was no other rooms. I stayed in there, like I said, from the 7th through the 20th. And I know that motel's not that busy. You mean to tell me you couldn't switch a room? You couldn't switch me into another room from all that time I was staying there and paying my money? You couldn't do that? So everything was just a runaround with her. I wound up emailing the supervisor. The supervisor never got back to me. The next morning, I think I forwarded her the email because I'm like, hello, maybe she didn't get it. She never got back to me. But that's when I started to see the $52 charges on my account. And I'm like, what's going on? Why are they charging me 3 times $52? So that's when I was like, maybe they're letting me know that the $52 do stand. Maybe they are charging me that for my stay here. So when I got a chance to talk to someone and I seen Pepperhead again face to face, she was like, oh, well, yeah, she did say that you can keep the 52 during the week and then it'll go back up to 62 on the weekend. That's what we can do? That's fair? I'm like, okay, good, because what you were trying to do would have added $300 altogether on my bill just from keeping it $65. Like, that shit would have been $300 in addition. So, I mean 60 or whatever. So she was like, okay, everything was square. But then my car got ran again another time, 3 times for more. And then one of the days I was supposed to be charged the $52 during the week, I was charged like $67. So I'm like, okay, it's some foul play going on, obviously. And what I'm doing is trying to work so hard to get myself out of it. My time is my money. So to get up there and have to babysit this company days in for running my cars and, taking it upon themselves to feel like they can go in my pockets whenever they want just because I'm staying in their hotel or motel is beyond me. I can't babysit you. So I tried to go and have a conversation over the phone. And I talked to Pepperhead. Like, she was always the one answering the phone. Da, da, da. So, look, she answers the phone, and I'm like, look, this is the second time y'all ran my car 3 times in a day. The first time y'all did it was last weekend or the weekend before last, one of the two. She was like, well, I can't talk right now. It's busy in here. And I'm like, look, you always say that, Pepperhead. You always say you're busy. This is what I need you to understand. This is what I need you to understand. That this is my money. I work hard for my money, okay? I go out every day, all night, like a lot for my money. While you're probably sleeping, I'm out making money. And I didn't exaggerate it like that, but I'm just like, come on, this is very serious. Like, but it was almost like whatever's happening to you is happening to you, and you take it because you're here. No, lady, I need you to understand my situation. This is my money, and I need you to call me back because you always say that you're going to call me back, and you never do. So this is very important to me. Also, I told her, and she was like, okay, I'm going to call you back or whatever. And I'm like, all right. So a couple hours went by. She winds up calling me back. And I'm trying to, so we get to talk about it. So I'm trying to have like this thorough conversation so I can understand from the beginning what is going on. So we went to the beginning of the ledger. I know when I first got there, the first 2 stays, I went in through a third party online and I paid them. And once we made the deal is when I started paying through the office in cash sometimes or whatever. So some of those days wasn't even... I don't even feel like they were even making a receipt for the days I paid in cash. They were just running my card. So I'm like, okay, let's start from the 9th. So on the 9th, and then every time I went to talk, this lady was, no. And I'm like, listen. You won't understand what I'm saying unless you listen to me. I'm trying to communicate. So on the 9th, I'm like, listen, lady. And oh yeah, mind you, while I'm telling her the specifics about this is my money, I need you to call me back, I heard another phone in the background drop. And I thought she dropped the phone. I was like, hello? She was like, yeah, I'm still listening. So I feel like somebody else was listening on the phone. So she did this shit. She cut me off about 3 or 4 times to the point where I'm, first of all, trying to handle this situation in a short amount of time because I am out here doing Lyft. I have a little breath of air to handle it and talk to you, and you want to waste my time. I need answers. Then you're asking me if you wanted me to run my card again. Why am I running my card again when I don't even understand why some of these charges are here in the first place? So you need to educate me on that first before you even think about taking more money from me. So that is what and then once she cut me off like the fourth time, I'm like, why do you keep talking over me? And it probably was intense to her. I don't know. But the supervisor then gets on the phone after about 5, 6, 7, 8 days or more of me trying to contact this girl. And she goes, you have 1 hour to get out of my hotel, or you will be escorted by the police. We will call the police and have you escorted out. Now, mind you, I'm out working. It was like 2:30. I'm a half an hour away from it was like 2:15. I'm a half an hour away from the motel. My son was there sleeping. My daughter was in school. She got out at 3:15. And you want me to just get out on the strength of me raising my voice at this woman? Shady as hell. Why are you running my car? Please explain to me that. And let's go from there. Supervisor, you're hiding. But yet when I raise my voice at your employee over the phone, you jump out like a pit bull and you put me out. Now the police, I call the police, and I've been helped by a police officer before. They came out in the snow. And I drove like about 35, 40 minutes across town to get my laptop fixed. And this guy could have told me how to do it over the phone, which I asked him. He insisted I come in. I drove over there in the snow, and he tried to charge me $80 for pressing a button. And I called the police. I would not let him close his store. The police came and made him charge me $30 instead of 80, which was the going price for one of his services. The police definitely displayed what was caused a perfect mediator, and I was able to leave happy and really happy with the police. Like I was. This officer came out. Well, first of all, you do have to pay. Like, I don't even know what she tried to make him feel like I didn't want to pay, or like he had it all wrong. And then he's just telling me, you got to pay. He's a black guy. He came with an Asian woman. The two women that in the office are white. The one woman that gave me the deal is black. From the beginning, I noticed the pepperhead's passive aggressive personality, and that is what I hate. And I tried to overlook it. I tried to be happy, respectful. Hey, good morning. And one day this black woman was in a lobby chewing her out to the point where she had her head down. No, because she rude, and I'm going to call this person, and no. And I was like, no, I never experienced that. And I probably looked like a fool to that lady because, but at the time I didn't. I was experiencing her passive aggressiveness, but I overlooked it, like I said. So once, I thought about all of that, I could see why that lady was treating her like that. This lady, to me, did not want me to stay in the hotel. And because I was able to make the money every day, was killing her. So it was like little small tactics being done to knock me off of my mark. And I just didn't understand, like, why is my personal life affecting you so much? I come in and pay. I don't even want to really have a conversation with you. I'm just here to sleep and lay my heads and be safe with my kids. So yeah, they put us out in less than an hour flat for me to get my stuff, and also having to be on time to pick my daughter up from school. They didn't give a hell. They told me I had to have all my stuff before the police left. And they told the police, because he's like, well, it's a civil matter. It's a civil matter. You need to call your bank and find out why they're running your stuff. And she told me she didn't like your demeanor. Well, I looked up demeanor, and that means my facial expression. Being as though we were not video chatting, and my behavior, my demeanor must have meant my blackness. That is all I can think of. And beyond that, I feel like the fact that I was not down and out, like I wasn't depressed, I wasn't on crack. Because she was like, what kind of work do you do? And I'm like, I do Lyft. Because I would work crazy hours. And I started getting weird texts to my phone, asking me was I out prostituting. And I'm like, wow. In my mind, I was feeling like she was trying to set me up. My hotel was being watched. Like, I was sitting outside smoking, and then I looked across. It was a parking lot across the street, and I'll leave a picture of that. And it was a couple of cars in the parking lot over there. And I'm thinking in my head, like, why would it be cars over there parked in a business that isn't even open this time of night? So I took my camera and I took a picture of it, and my flash went off. I didn't mean for that to happen. I didn't think my flash was on, but it went off and the car moved. And I'm like, wow, are they watching me? Like, what else are they doing? The truck moved, and then I seen it on the other side of the parking lot, like across the street. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it was just some weird stuff. And I'm like, I don't know why this is happening. And I felt like, being as though this is like the hotel industry, they accommodate their guests. So I don't know what kind of thing they're running over there. So I went on Google and I left them a long, long, long rating, letting the public know what goes on in Days Inn. I will be going on Yelp. I tried to start a Better Business Bureau complaint, but they don't handle civil matters. But this is not the end of my rant. I cannot believe I was put out for my demeanor in less than a second. It was like one sentence of me saying, "Why do you keep talking over me?" And that's it. That gets you put out over the phone. I wasn't even in her face. Best buds, stay away from that Days Inn if you know. One other thing I wanted to say. There has been discussion, well, just with me and my Lyft passengers, right? Oh yeah, and on top of that, that Lyft video that I made with the 1,000 Lyft jackets? I left it in the hotel just because I was so rushed to get my shit. My jacket, I didn't even get a chance to wear my Lyft jacket. I'm like, wow. On top of everything, I was not able to wear my Lyft jacket. So hopefully whoever sees that Lyft jacket, they take it to Pepperhead, and then she'll know what the fuck I do. 1,000K rides in your face, biatch. And maybe that's why that jacket was left. But I did anyway. So, yeah, Royal Farms coffee is definitely best. The best coffee. Better than 7-Eleven, better than Sheetz, better than Wawa's, and maybe even better than your Starbucks. So, I'm telling you, and it's way cheaper. Go to Starbucks, get your best coffee, just the coffee, don't try to Frappuccino, because Royal Farms doesn't have Frappuccino, they have coffee. Get a coffee from Starbucks, get a coffee from Royal Farms, and I bet you that Royal Farms coffee is better. And Royal Farms coffee is definitely better than Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Dunkin' Donuts coffee made me throw up, almost vomit. I don't know what the hell they have in that stuff, but Royal Farms coffee is definitely the best. Hands up so you can puff, pass. All right, so I want to end on that note. Make sure, hey, I started a SoundCloud. Go check me out. I'm building new music. Yeah, I'm out here working. Also, look out for the video coming up to explain why my event was postponed. But that's another story. So on this one, I'll catch you later, best buds. I love, love, love you. Make sure you follow that Maryjane train. All right, and I'm out. Ooh, I'm out.